Chris Davey is a longtime Amazon seller and former sourcing agent for a much larger company who came out to China and just never left. Now he's running his own Amazon brand and also running events and meetups and a whole bunch of other things that I'll let Christopher explain. But he's going to be talking to us today about both high-level, strategy-level hacks and strategies in general for running a defensible long-term business on Amazon in today's environment, and then also the mid and low-level tactics in order to get reviews, to build email lists, and to boost sales. They're all strategies that I'd never heard of until Chris and I chatted a little over a month ago at an event in Hong Kong. So I'm actually excited because we didn't really get enough time to dig into it then. This is a lot, this again, selfishly, I'm excited to dig into it a little bit further myself. So yeah, Chris, I'm going to pass the mic to you before we dig in so you can introduce, yourself if I missed anything there.
No, I think you pretty much covered it all. My name's Chris Davey. I've been selling on Amazon since 2015. So I think just about 3 years and 3 months or something like that. Actually, it's the second time around. I did used to sell on Amazon and eBay back in the 2000s. I think I started eBay in 1999 or something like that.
Oh, you're a dinosaur, dude. Yeah, that is in this space. If somebody's selling for 5 years, I call them a veteran.
Well, the thing was, amazing. I couldn't actually remember when I started it. But the other day, I went to one of these websites where you can look up the old websites, the website.
The Wayback Machine. The Wayback Machine. Yeah.
I had a website.
It's so awesome.
Easyway.com, which was a website for helping people sell their stuff on eBay. But I didn't remember when it was, and I checked, and that website was live from 2001 to 2002, and I was already a long way into my eBay journey by then. So, but like you said, I've been living in China for the last 6 years, 6 years and 3 months, I think, or something like that. I think I came here in April. And I came out here for the company I work for in the UK. I came out to set up a sourcing team in China. That company had a factory in the UK, Canada, and China. So I don't know what's happened now. I seem to have got a thing come up on my screen. Are you still there? Hello?
Okay. Well, you guys still got me then. That's nice. I thought I was disconnected because China does this to you. Looks like you're back, Chris. You're with us now.
I'm back.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Now's a good time for us to mention how tough it is to use Google products in China.
Exactly.
China, and those of you that don't know, there's a firewall.
Two really bad times, to use Google. There's 2 really bad times to use a VPN, and that's about 7:30 and 8:30 when everyone's finished their dinner and is looking at their phone, and between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock when everyone's streaming movies and things like that. Yeah. So
I never noticed that pattern. Okay.
Well, that's how it affects me in Shenzhen. I don't know about you there. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, for those of you that don't know, China has a countrywide firewall on many internet websites, including Facebook, all Google products, including YouTube, Twitter, and a ton of other, WhatsApp. So pretty much everything you normally use, the Chinese government hates it because they refuse to fork up their data to China. So
if it works one day, that doesn't mean it's going to work the next day.
No, I have 2 VPNs downloaded, Express and Astral, and I swap back and forth.
Yeah, so, I'm using Astral.
Yeah, I'm using Express right now, so it looks like Express is winning because the people still saw me and they lost you. Well, let's dig in then. So we don't, just in case it happens again, we're gonna have to give some dense content here. So why don't we start with the thing that really excited me when we were talking in Hong Kong about your business strategy. You were telling me that's both wide and deep, and integrates unique design.
Yeah, exactly. So my strategy is to design our own products. And so we design, engineer, sample, and then find the manufacturers to manufacture them. So we've been doing that for the last 3 years. And I think I told you when we were meeting that I worked with some Chinese sellers for a little while. It was literally 1 week. They wanted me to work with these guys. And I went to their office, and after like about 2 hours, I basically told them, no, this is not for me. Yeah, because mainly I didn't like the area, but they were like persistent. They were like, oh, we've got an agent coming here. We're going to take you to show you some apartments. Yeah, they were like keen on getting me to move. Yeah, this was literally,
oh my god,
they're at 10, and this was by lunchtime. Yeah.
That's so Chinese though, I have to say.
Yeah, they were really fast moving. Yeah, too fast. I'll tell you another story about that in a minute. But they were really good. You know, they showed me everything they were doing, like every single black hat trick. You know, VPS, which is virtual private servers. You know, everyone connect to their Amazon accounts. They had multiple Amazon accounts. I think they had, the last time I saw the guy, he told me about 100 Amazon accounts. So you imagine that's 100 subscription fees, yeah?
Oh, Prime accounts.
Yeah, so that's already, and then 100 selling accounts, yeah?
So, whoa, okay. I thought you were saying consumer accounts to write reviews and stuff.
No,
okay,
no,
gotcha.
100 selling accounts, but that's already like $40, is it? Times 100, you know, like $4,000 or something a month, yeah, just in selling account fees. So they were doing a lot of black hat stuff, but to be fair, they were also doing a lot of good stuff. They had, they'd employed Japanese speakers, German speakers, they were looking for foreigners to help them with like Facebook marketing. They wanted to get into the UK. They were already doing the UK. And I remember one specific conversation. They were trying to sell a vitamin C serum, and they'd ordered like 3,000 bottles of this because the top seller in the UK was selling like 1,500 bottles a month, and they sent it over to the UK, and in like 2 weeks they'd sold like 7 bottles. And they were like, how can we sell more? We need to get reviews. Do you know anywhere we can give away like 700 bottles of vitamin C serum for free, and like we'll pay £10 for every review? And they were serious, you know. There was no jokes there. So but I was just like, no, sorry, I haven't got 700 friends back in the UK that I can help you with.
yeah, but they heard your accent and they're like, come on.
So there's literally, I mean, before I went there, or at the same time I went there, we were running a sourcing company and we were helping Amazon sellers. And literally every product that anyone had ever asked me to source was already in their office. You know, like anything from baby products to sex toys. It was just like everything was in there. They had about 2,500 SKUs live on Amazon. This was back in 2015. So
I'd be curious to see where they're at now.
Wow, I can tell you where they're at now. Actually, where they're at now is they were doing really good, but recent changes on Amazon are causing them a lot of problems. The recent review changes and the limitation about how many reviews you can get. Like, so at the moment, Amazon are like blocking you if you receive too many reviews and stuff like that. So all of this is causing them big problems from the last conversation I had with them. But basically, they showed me the whole strategy, which was really good. They were really well organized. They were like, they had like researchers. The researchers would research products by basically working their way through the top 100 listings. And for every single category, like drilling down as far as you can go. And they would just look to see which products were selling well. Then they would look on 1688, which is like the Chinese version of Alibaba, where you can like get a price on the screen just there that's pretty reliable. It's actually better than Alibaba because it's got the price there. You know, you can really see, oh, buy 100, it's this price, buy 500, it's this price. So they would go there and then they would sit there and they would calculate the margins. They would put some money in there for the shipping costs, etc., etc. And once the researcher had done their job, they would then go to the purchasing guy and they'd say, okay, look, I found this supply, this is the price. Then the purchasing guy would call the manufacturer and see whether he could get the price down more. And then basically there would be the researcher and there would be the purchasing guy. They'd got the price down, and then they'd have another guy, which was the category manager, who managed that type of product. So then they would present their findings to the category manager and say, oh, I think this is a good product. What do you think? I think it's good for your category. And from there, if all three of them agreed, then they would present this data to my friend, who would either give them the go-ahead or tell them to go back and look for something else or find more details for them. So they had a really good process. They had about 100 people doing this. That was back in 2015. So the process was really good. But what I found is like, if your product's in the top 100, then these Chinese guys are coming after you. So it was the point when I left there, I kind of like decided my strategy that I wanted was not to have products that were selling huge amounts, because if they're huge amounts, their target is not only for my friend, but for lots of other people, you know, because Chinese mentality is to make money quick. Yeah. And like, they'll take a lot of risks on the way. They're like totally different to us Westerners. You know, we'll be like slow to think about it and we won't take too many risks. They'll take risks, but they'll put like, you know, nets in place, you know, like having 100 accounts, you know. I spoke to him before and like 3 of his accounts had got suspended, and I was like, oh, you know, what's going to happen? He's like, well, I've pulled the stock out, relabeled it with different FN SKUs for one of my other accounts and sent it all back in. We're up and running less than a week. So
dang, dude, wow. That is a professional operation he's got going on there.
Yeah, but like I say, now they're up against it. He was telling me now they got like big problems. They lost a lot of reviews. You know, the stock that they'd bought was based on the sales that they were getting, and now they lost all of the reviews. Their sales have dropped right down, so they're like completely overstocked on a lot of stuff. And I know for sure they would have taken on financing because they were just growing like crazy. I think the last time I spoke to him, he had about 300 people. So, yeah, so it's interesting. But that was why I'd already decided to design my own products. But I decided, I'd rather have a load of products that sell 10 a day, that I know that the Chinese, when they look at them, they're going to go, okay, this sells like 10 a day. It's not worth a hassle. Yeah, I want something that sells more. And because we're designing our own stuff, our margins are much more than if you're buying something from Alibaba and you've got like hundreds of competitors for the same sort of product. Designing your own stuff is not quite so simple, though. People often ask me, how do you find the products? Yeah, most of the products that I've found have just come from my actual knowledge from my previous company, you know, like, so most of my products are in the audio niche.
So why do they sell so low? Is it because they're so niche?
Yeah, literally. They're so niche. I mean, within a year, we had like 40 products. So each one doing around 10 to 20 pieces a day. So that can generate, you know, a reasonable amount of income. And then we started like branching out into Europe. In fact, we actually started Europe and Japan right from day one. So I'd been listening to some webinars by some guys in Ireland. I've forgotten what they're called, Stephen Sumner and someone else. And they had this strategy of like, if you can sell like 5 a day in 5 different countries, that's like 25 a day. And then they basically worked it all out. And they were like, if you made $5 profit, you sold it in 5 different countries. That was 5 times 5 times 5 or something like that. It came out like more than $1 million. And I'm like, okay, this seems like interesting. If we can get to that, happy. And very quick, we can get there. We got there.
Okay, cool. So you're establishing these products in very specific niches, and then you do a design that's unique, so that so nobody can just slap a label on something and throw it online. And then
kind of, yeah. I mean, what we're doing, we got two different brands, and our strategies in these two different brands are like the opposite of each other. So in one brand, everyone sells at a high price, who's selling similar products to us, and we sell something that serves the same function at a low price. So we're like the lowest price, although we've still got a good profit. We're the lowest price in that type of product. And in the other brand, we're the opposite. Everyone sells at a low price, and we sell at a high price. So our sales volume is much less, but our profit is much more. So these are kind of like two of our strategies.
Okay, interesting. And for the ones that, oh, by the way, I'm getting an echo. I don't know if the listeners are getting that too, but if you turn it down a little bit or plug in headphones, it should be good. Yeah, or you can just mute. Yeah, it stopped. Yeah. Okay, got it. So that makes sense. So both of those strategies are still like the wide and deep, because for each one you're still going after kind of like fairly niche, like specific, not super high top 100 products, and you're doing the design iteration. So it's kind of like two levels of protection. Like you have the fact that it's not a super hot product, and on top of that, you're doing a design iteration that would make it hard to copy even if someone did want to. So it's like double wall protection against somebody taking your spot, which is
there's also one other thing as well.
More work, but that's what it takes. I mean, especially today on Amazon, it's just so insanely competitive that I think that's just what it takes.
Yeah, like 3 years ago, I think you can just throw anything up, you know, like some of my friends were like making a lot more money than me. But since then, their businesses have died, you know. I had one friend who was doing beauty products, and he did like $2 million in the first year. But the last time I saw him, he actually said, he'd quit Amazon.
Wow.
So he said, too many Chinese came in, the price went right down. You know, there was no margins hardly to be had for all the work. So he decided to go back to doing hedge funds, which was what he was doing before. So,
oh wow. Okay. Interesting. That guy definitely chases the dollar wherever it may lie. Very cool.
The other strategy as well that I do is I have like a constant revolving design iterations. So even someone did come in and copy me, like, you know, maybe our products have only got about a 1 year cycle, and then we're like bringing out the new version. So even they came in and copied me, which nobody has until this point, within a few months, their product would be out of date and we'd have a new version out.
Wow. How do you do that across dozens or hundreds of products?
It's not that difficult. Yeah. It's really not that difficult. You know, we're only making you only have to make small tweaks to have this as your 2018 version, you know, of your product. And, you know, if you can put new, improved 2018 version, it also helps towards counteract negative reviews. So if people see, like, you know, like before on some of my products, you know, I get some 1-star reviews from 2016, and they see, this is the new 2018 version. Yeah, then they're like, but that was like before this new version came along, because we're keeping it on the same SKU, on the same UPC code.
Oh, that's great. So then you could basically like takes them, cuts the legs out of underneath all of the old negative reviews, because you can say, since then we fixed that.
Exactly, because I wrote on there, you know, I started writing on the reviews, but you know that if you write the comments on the review, it's really not visible, So it's better to update an image to show why this is the new improved version, and like counteract all the things that the people have left negative comments about, you know, like it falls apart or whatever. I was like, new improved triple stitched version or something like that, you know. It's like immediately you're counteracting it. So
And I remember when I first started on Amazon, I was observing like Amazon customer behavior, like of just my friends and my mom and stuff when they would shop on Amazon, just so I could see like what do shoppers do naturally. And one thing that like so many people do is they just look at the listing, scroll down, and click the 1-star reviews. Like they just look at all of the bad reviews first. Everyone wants to see like the bad things, and then they like
Yeah.
make their choice. So that is really, yeah, having that where if they see the bad stuff and everybody's saying, like you said, the stitching comes loose or whatever, then they scroll back up and they see like new and improved stitching. It's like, oh well, there goes that 1-star review that was keeping me from buying this. So now I can feel good about making this purchase decision. Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
a
and the
lot
other
of
thing
sense.
we've done as well is we've done some images that have got like some of our better reviews in the actual embedded into the image as well. Yeah, like over the top of the image of the product.
Oh, oh,
So
whoa. Okay, is that allowed?
probably not, but we've been doing it for a year now and we haven't had any problems. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Yeah, no, there's
we've
always a
taken
gray
some of
area
our
where you
better
have to clear that
reviews
line.
and put them in there. Uh,
Yeah.
so
And
that
is
seems to
it
be
the
having a
short
good
one?
effect. Huh?
Is it like short reviews that you can see really quickly, or is it like the long form ones that really dig in?
We've done like we've done maybe like some 10-line ones or something like that, but most of them we
Oh,
tried to stick with the short ones where possible. Yeah, but we've played around and done a few different sorts. Yeah, just as an experiment. So
very cool. That's awesome.
oh,
Right on, dude. Well, I know we have a lot to cover in this short 50 minutes that we have. So now that you've divulged your strategy to us, let's dig into some tactics. You were telling me some pretty interesting stuff when it comes to running contests,
yeah.
and some of the stuff that you had done and that your friend had done. Uh, so why don't we dig into
Actually,
that?
so I knew we weren't going to have enough time to talk about this. So um, we'll touch on it, yeah, but obviously we can't get into the real details. Before I came on here, I checked out YouTube, and there's actually quite a lot of videos in the last 3 months. It seems like this is a very popular technique now. So and it's changing continuously because like technology on things like chatbots and stuff like that is just moving. Like at the moment I'm having like new ideas for stuff every day and trialing new things like every week. So like 2 years ago, I was sitting at Global Sources Summit, and there was these guys from Singapore there that gave this presentation about the fact that they were selling face cream, and to get a mailing list, they were using Facebook advertising to get their mailing list. They weren't actually Amazon sellers. I think they were doing Shopify. And at the time, I thought this is a genius idea, but they only had a very limited amount of time to like explain what they were doing, and they didn't really explain the detail. So what these guys were doing was they were selling like $100 face cream. I don't know if you ever saw this eye cream on YouTube where they put it on and then there's the timer running, and basically the bags disappear from under the person's eyes in like 3
In live
minutes.
time? That
Yeah,
sounds so unnatural, dude. I don't think
yeah.
that's fucking healthy. I would not put
I
that
have no
shit on
idea
my
how it
face.
works.
It's probably got like
But these
snake poison in it or something fucked up like that.
these guys were running this ad, yeah, and it was basically like in a 3 minute period, these eye bags like completely disappeared, right? But what they needed to get was they needed to get customers, they needed to get in front of people, so they needed to get an email list, and they were struggling to get an email list. So the way that they came up with an email list is they run Facebook ads, and they run Facebook ads giving away like Chanel and SK2 products. Basically, they were giving away a $400 pack of face creams for SK2, which is a big Japanese brand, very popular with women in Asia, and obviously Chanel, which everyone probably knows. And the idea is like, nobody wants face cream because nobody ever heard of them. And like you just said, oh, it might be dangerous. It could be a problem. Yeah. But everyone wants to win like genuine SK2 and Chanel products. So they started doing this, and they said they generated like a really huge mailing list, and then from their mailing list, this gave them like the thing to launch their products. Now, fast forward about another year, and I was meeting up with my friend Mike Jackness, and he was talking about a similar strategy, and he was basically doing it for Amazon, right? But he was doing it in a slightly different way to what I'm doing it. So I'm kind of following the Singapore example of giving something high value, where he's giving something like a $25 gift voucher against his store. So a $25 gift voucher for me is like not, he gets a lot of entries, don't get me wrong, but for me, it's not enough enticement, to get the people really to want to enter. So the way I done it was I ran a competition on Facebook using Gleam.io, which is the software. Gleam.io has a lot of really great tricks. And one of them
That's the software that you use for the contests?
It's for the contest, yeah.
And it integrates with Facebook directly?
It doesn't integrate with Facebook correctly. It basically creates you a landing page where you can reward people with entries to the competition for doing various tasks. So the first task is maybe to visit your Facebook page. The second task may be to visit your web page. The third task might be to watch a YouTube video or tweet about your product or post something on Instagram. For every post, you can decide how many entries that is worth to you for them to do these relevant social media tasks. So we use that to generate to get a list. And what we done was the high value strategy. So we gave away a $500 product over a 1 month contest. We only gave one away, and we got a level 9 engagement on Facebook, which means that it was costing us less than 10 cents a click. Now, not everyone that clicked was entering the competition, unfortunately. We did have a bounce rate, and we probably need to optimize more of the landing page on the Gleam site. But we did manage over a 30-day period to get nearly 16,000 email addresses. So
holy shit! For one $500 giveaway?
Yes.
You weren't doing one every day. It was just one across the whole month?
Yeah, one across the whole month, yeah.
No fucking way. This did not get... I didn't understand this when you were telling me this in Hong Kong. I thought it was every single day. Or that was the tactical guy.
My friend Mike, he gave away a $100 product every day. But we just, our one just finished in August, our 30-day one, and we got around just under 16,000 email addresses in that period of time. We also got something like 14,000 visits to our website. We increased the likes on our Facebook page by 4,000, I think. So,
and how much in total did you spend on the Facebook advertising?
The Facebook advertising came in around £2,000 for the month.
No way. So you're telling me for $2,500 you got 16,000 email list subscribers plus all of that? What?
Yeah, plus a load of other stuff.
I've never heard of this before.
Website.
So what was the giveaway? Was it a mainstream brand? It was a basket of goods?
It was like we gave away an iPhone, yeah, but we basically gave away something that was in our niche, that we knew these people were the customers we wanted to target. And I think I told you before, we make a lot of accessories. So I'll give you the example of iPhone case, but it's not iPhone case, yeah? So, like on Facebook, what we were targeting had its own section. So there was like, I don't know, 2 million people or something like that had liked this brand. So we just targeted that brand. That was the cheap way of doing it. Some of the £2,000 that we spent actually was we retargeted all of our old customers. So we exported our customer lists from Amazon using you can use managed by stats, but we didn't use that one. We used Seller Legend, which is some English software, and we exported our customer lists and updated them to make custom audiences in Facebook. But them ones, the clicks on them were expensive. They were around, especially for the ladies. The ladies were about $1.75 a click. The guys were about $1 a click. So I actually turned off the ladies and just went with the guys in the end, because it was the sort of guys product, yeah. Because I thought, oh, the ladies costing too much, and there may be a way to optimize that better. I'm not really a Facebook expert. I haven't done that many campaigns, but the actual target in the group, less than 10 cents a click. I think it was like 7 or 8 cents a click. So
that is fantastic. That is amazing. So you were targeted for the ones that were cost effective. You're targeting people who had liked the page,
the fan page for that brand, the fan page for the brand of the product that we were giving away. So it would be like they were fans of SK2, yeah.
And you're giving away,
and we were giving away SK2.
Yeah. Okay. Well, duh. Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, that's crazy to me, that because I wouldn't think, like, as myself as a consumer, when I see like get a free iPhone, I'm like, oh, that's a scam. Like, I wouldn't believe that I would ever get it. But I guess there are millions of people out there that click on this shit. I don't know. I mean, apparently you got 16,000 of them. So
we tried a lot of different landing pages. So the kind of one that, from memory, the one that worked the best was like, you know, we told them, hey, we're a big brand. You can check out our website, yeah, and celebrate, you know, our 2nd anniversary. We're giving away this product or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the words were.
The landing page was built in Glean, or what is it again? Glean.io?
Gleam.io, yeah. It's quite a fixed landing page. It's just a small landing page, like, you know, only like this big. And the more money you spend on the subscription, the more things you can do with it. Originally we just had a basic subscription, which was like $120 for a year. But then we actually found, when the competition finished, you can't get the email addresses. You can only get the email address of the winner. Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, this is a problem. So then we had to upgrade to the like $50 a month. But it's really, the software itself is really interesting. There's something else we're going to implement off of that software, which is running photo competitions. So a lot of our products need to be installed, and it's like quite difficult for us to get pictures of the products installed. Most of the time, the customers can't be bothered to leave us pictures. So you can run a competition, and you can basically, the way to enter it is they have to submit a photo, and they could submit it, I think, to about 9 different social medias. And if they use a tag, so you set the tag that they need to use, and Gleam scrubs all the different social medias looking for the tag, and will actually bring back a gallery to your website, yeah, of all the customer images. So, yeah.
Okay, so especially for something that's like a trendy or cool product, that's like a kind of a passion product versus a pain product, seems like that is the type of product that would do really well for a campaign like that.
Yeah, I think if you're selling clothes or something like that, it could be amazing. For our product, I think it will be okay, because we just want to get some installation videos or photos. I mean, sorry. So we're going to start using that as well, but we haven't got around to it yet. I actually been looking for that for about a year, and I didn't realize it was on Gleam, because I saw one of my competitors was using it. And I asked my web developer, like, how can we do this? And she's like, oh, we need to build our own software, sir.
Okay.
We did it anyway. Just to add to that, though, something that I missed out that I should have done, which I will do in the future, is to put in another section, which is to get the people into your mini chat, so you can get them on your list for mini chat.
Oh, the messenger bot.
Yeah. So you can broadcast to that, because the broadcast to that compared to email, like if you're getting like 15% open rates on emails, you're doing good. Whereas on mini chat, they're getting like somewhere in the 70%. And you can also give coupons via mini chat. So basically, I know Mike has got like, for one of his brands, has got like about 50,000 people on his list.
Michelini?
So no, Mike Jackness, yeah. So
Okay.
he's got about 50,000 people on his list. So when you're going to do a product launch, basically you can just go to your chatbot list and say, hey, we've got a new product coming out. Yeah, here's like 30% off. Buy it now. And then also you can also chase them to leave you reviews through there. You can do all sorts of stuff. So
that is an amazing hack. That no wonder that this is something that's been trending for the past couple months, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I heard it a couple of years ago, but at the time I didn't like have all the pieces to put it together, and it's getting more and more ingenious. Someone else I know is actually using this for reviews. I think I told you last time that I run Facebook ads, just basically saying to my customers, using my customer list from Amazon, saying, hey, we're only small. Yeah, reviews really matter. Please leave us a review. And that was working out about $10 a review.
Yeah. So actually, dig into that more. How do you target those people? How? Because that's a separate, also amazing thing. That's completely different.
Okay, I'll tell you how I did it, right? But how I did it is now I found is like, okay, now I found that there's the cleverer people out there who are already on like version 10, yeah, and I was back on version 1. So just how I did it was just like I said to you earlier, I just exported my whole customer list out of Amazon using Seller Legend, and then I took that customer list and I just dissected it down into products. And then you can just take the names, addresses, and zip codes and upload that into Amazon. And I created custom audiences for every type of product that I wanted to get reviews on, basically. And then I created images for every type of product, basically saying, hey, you bought this product from us. We're only small. Nobody leaves us reviews. Please, can you just spare like 2 minutes to give us a review? Now, some people, this like freaked them out, and they were like, this is so strange. No wonder Facebook's up in front of Congress. Yeah. How do they know I bought this product? Yeah.
Yeah, because it's tricky. That's very tricky. So they buy your product, then days later they're like scrolling through their Facebook feed, and your brand pops up. And do you use a picture of the very product, or?
Yeah, exactly what they bought.
The picture of the product, and then they're like, "What the fuck? How does Facebook know this?" But really, it's you. It's you on the back end. It's tricky, Chris.
Yeah. So I'll tell you the latest version I heard today, though, or actually it wasn't today, but recently, which is a supplement company are doing this strategy where basically they're saying, if you leave us a review, you can get a free new bottle of supplements for leaving a review. And they're using ManyChat, and what they're doing is they're basically just doing the Facebook advert saying, hey, you bought these supplements from us, get a bottle free. And then people click on the image, and then it opens the ManyChat chatbot. The chatbot says, hey, do you want to get a free bottle? You're one of our previous customers, our best customers. All you need to do is post it. If you left a review already on Amazon, go there and screenshot it. Or if you didn't, go and leave a review and send us a link or a screenshot back on this mini chat, and we'll send you out a free bottle of supplements.
Are they not afraid that they're, because that's a pretty blatant violation of terms of service. I think it's the gray area is like, you know, the exporting and the asking, but like to directly say, leave us a review and we'll give you the free bottle. That's like, since that update 2 years ago, where they just added to the terms, you know, no kind of incentivization for any kind of review whatsoever. I'd be scared. I think I would be, because it's not like Amazon could easily find out because nothing is through their platform because you're using ManyChat and you're using Facebook. But then if they did, I feel like you'd be totally fucked. So
Yeah.
I'd be, yeah. That
one of the things I done when I run my ads is I excluded anyone that lives in Seattle.
No way. Are you serious?
I'm serious. Anyone within 40 miles of Seattle, I excluded. Yeah.
They don't see it. That's so great. Oh, but Amazon's moving their headquarters. You gotta be careful.
Yeah. Make it more complicated. Yeah.
To the I forget where they're moving it. Atlanta or something like that. Somewhere on the East Coast, I think.
Yeah.
Wow, that is funny. So nobody in Seattle. Hey, what about the innocent customers in Seattle that have nothing to do with Amazon? You just exclude them too?
Yeah, unfortunately, they're just excluded
against any Seattleans.
Okay. I mean, the way the other guys had worded it, they were kind of wording it as like, "Oh, you're a great customer. Like, you know, we really love you, and like, we really hope you left us a review. And if you did, please leave us a screenshot or a link to it, and we'll send you a free bottle of vitamins." They were kind of not asking for it directly.
So they danced around a little bit.
If you did leave it, you can get a free bottle.
Oh, so they don't tell you to leave it. It's if you already left it, you get a free bottle. So there's no incentive. And then if the person's like, oh, well, okay, so retroactively they make their decision like, oh, well, I'll just leave my review and then screenshot it and then send it to them, make it look like I'd left a review.
Well, the person that told me about it, though, the person that told me about it is a supplement seller, and basically that the way they found out about it was they just bought all of their competitors' products and then just to look what their sequences were, how they were getting so many reviews.
Okay. Yeah, well, supplements is brutal. Supplements is a totally brutal, it's probably the most brutal category, I think, out of all of them. Supplements, skincare, those are some brutal categories. Just backstabbing, like really like fake negative reviews. There's so much nastiness there. So I could see why they would turn to any kind. They're probably the early adopters of any kind of like fringe strategy. They need any competitive edge they can get.
I'll tell you another one I heard, right? And this one you're gonna love. Yeah, this is like totally new one for you, I think. Yeah, have you heard of Amazon giveaways?
Yeah, the giveaways within Amazon. Yeah.
So have you ever looked at that?
Not really. No.
Okay. I looked at it like in 2016. Amazing.com done a webinar about it. And it looked pretty cool, and I kind of forgot all about it, and I had a little look at it. But this again comes from Mike Jackness. He basically, and this is all out there, he's done webinars about this, so I don't mind repeating it. I'm not giving out all of his tactics or everything. Everything's like out in the public domain. He basically, I was listening to one of his podcasts where one of the people was interviewing was saying they were doing these Amazon giveaways. And I actually heard the cogs ticking in his head. And he said, Amazon giveaways, now, them products you're giving away, do they count against your sales numbers? And since then, he's went off and reviewed this, and he found they do. So you can give 30 products away. And I don't know how often you can run the competition, but it's basically running a competition on Amazon, giving your own products away that counts against to improve your own BSR. You buy them yourself,
Wait, but you are giving them away for free, right?
You're giving them away for free. So the way it works is you basically say, oh, I'm going to give 30 products away. And it's quite good, especially if you've got a video. You can make them watch a YouTube video to enter. And also, all the people that didn't win, you can send a money off voucher to.
So you, yes, that's right. Yeah, I remember this.
So Mike showed
if you lose, you get the 10% code.
75,000 people enter. 75,000 people enter.
For how many units that were given away?
He was giving 30 units away.
What? No way. That is
what he missed off in his webinar was he missed off how he advertised the competition. So I need to talk to him about that. But he had 75,000 people enter. And he had, from that 75,000 people enter, he had the 30 that he gave away, which carried against his BSR. And he said he tried it, he said, and then he was like away somewhere, and it was like a brand new product that was only selling like 1 or 2 a day. And then he checked his sales and he was like, shit, I've sold like 37 today. What happened? And then he found, the 30 that he'd bought for the competition counted against it and improved his BSR. So
wow, but okay,
and he did his BSR from there,
yeah.
And 161 from the coupon, from the coupon code, the voucher code.
But between those two things, he got 75,000 emails.
No, he didn't get the emails. You don't get the emails. He got 75,000 entries to the competition.
Oh, and they have to do a specific thing. It's not necessarily putting their email. It's watching a video or liking a page or something.
Yeah, it's like there's 3 things. I can't remember.
Gotcha.
One of them's Twitter. Share on Twitter, and like there's something else.
Still, 75,000 is a ridiculous number. That's a ridiculous number for 30 units. That's insane. I mean, that has to be very specific targeting too. You've got to target some, like, the exact right people, or unless. So is he targeting the people that had purchased his product already? Or was it?
I don't know. I mean, he's got like big email lists and big mini chat lists, so he probably went through these lists as well to do it. Yeah, but
that makes sense. Yeah, the people that are already subscribed to him.
What he was saying within like a week or 2 of running these competitions and stuff like that, he was like right up the top of page 1. Even though he had like hardly any reviews.
Oh, because it improved his ranking as well.
Yes, that was the main thing, yeah. Just them 30 units that he sold to himself had a massive impact on his ranking, yeah.
Even though he's the one that's buying them and then giving them away.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously he had the benefit of having his own massive list as well, which is always helpful. But still, I mean, that is insane. I'm going to watch some of these YouTube videos myself after this because, you're right.
Just put in mini chat and Amazon. There's a lot of videos. And like I put mini chat and Amazon in about 6 months ago and there was hardly anything there, yeah. And now you put it in, and especially in the last 2 or 3 weeks, there's a lot of videos come out, a lot of people talking about this. So,
I heard it mentioned at a conference I was at a little while ago. Probably, it had to be over 6 months ago. It was mentioned. But I had never looked into it deeply myself.
Yeah, it's getting more and more complicated, but more and more exciting. I keep trying to.
I mean, that's the evolution of the ecosystem. Like you said, at first it's super easy and anybody can do it, and then the more sophisticated strategies, sellers that's the consolidation of any kind of market. The more sophisticated sellers and players end up dominating and kind of rising to the top. And your friend, the skincare cream business owner, quits and goes back to doing hedge funds. That's just the natural evolution of the game.
I think he was doing very well on hedge funds before he was doing Amazon. So
yeah, okay.
He was just bored with it, so he took a bit of time off, did Amazon, and then went back to hedge funds. So.
Oh, what a life! Yeah, I'm bored of making millions this way. Let me do it this other way, and then go back. Okay, cool. Well, we only have 8 minutes left. We actually were able to hit on everything. all three of those things. Obviously, we couldn't go super deep into any of them, but I do see, based on these comments, that people are pretty mind blown. So, yeah, people are definitely digging the strategies and tactics that we just delivered, or that you just delivered, and I pulled out of you like a newborn baby. And so, yeah, we'll reserve a couple minutes for people to ask questions. I think it looks like we have a couple of questions here already, actually. So Carmen wants to know if you've ever tried to protect some ideas, of your unique designs with patents, with either design patents or utility patents. And if so, did you register with the USPTO only or in China also?
For the patents, we have done some patents in the US. I'm lucky enough that I have one friend who's an inventor, and he's very good at doing the patents. Most of the time, we only do the patent pending. And the reason we only do the patent pending, I don't know if you know, but patent pending is sealed, right? So people can't actually read what's written in the patent. They can't see what you're actually protecting. So all they can see is a patent number and your product's protected, but they've no idea what you actually said about it to get it protected. And in that 1 year time, you can, if you wanted to carry on with the patent, you can actually change a lot of stuff, and it's no problem. You can start off with one idea, and by the time you get to the end, you can have a different idea. So it's very good. Most of our products only have like a 2 or 3 year life cycle anyway. Yeah. So I'm not really fussed about going past there. To do the patent pending stage is only about $65 from memory. And you just got to put together like some rough examples of what your product is and maybe some drawings. We've normally got all them anyway because we're like doing all the drawings for all the products anyway. Yeah. So it's very easy for me to get my industrial designer to, come up with the drawings. The most difficult bit is like researching other patents and stuff like that you need to do. But this is where my inventor friend comes in. He's like 64, 65 years old. He's very experienced. I help him on a lot of stuff, so he always helps me with them. And of course, the other thing to bear in mind with patents as well is that if it's already in the public domain, you can't patent it. So if you already started selling it on Amazon and then you wanted to patent it, it's already too late. You've got to do it before it goes on sale. And this is one of the problems sometimes. You're like, oh, do I wait for like 2 or 3 months to get all this sorted out and miss all them sales, or do I just get on with it? So, yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like for some of your products, you do take the patent route. For other ones, you just go for it and use speed. Yeah. Okay.
And I do it based on life, I look at it and go, oh, how long do I think this is going to last? If I had something that I think is going to last like 5 or 10 years, for sure, I'd be pushing ahead more on it. In fact, we're just working with that inventor on a product that could be around for a few years. So we're definitely patenting that. So.
Very cool. Okay, interesting. And then, same person, Carmen, also wants to know, well, you already answered this question. Do you sell in Europe? Because you said you did expand. And you answered the question about the value of a patent. Cool. Awesome.
I can give you a little bit.
Anybody else
Europe, 35% of the sales. US, 65% of the sales, because I think that's an interesting stat for people. So.
Yeah, I get that question a lot actually too. For my own brand, it's actually even split. The US is about 50%. Europe is 50% collectively, mostly in Germany.
I think it depends on your product. Mine's mostly in the UK and Germany, so are the good sales, and then France, Italy, and Spain. France is the third best, and then Italy and Spain. Well, yeah, you might as well nearly forget it. Yeah, so that's how I product there every few days.
Yeah, although you could, if you're in a really competitive category, you can go there and just completely dominate it. So if it's not niche,
it was like Canada. I did Canada as well, and we were doing like $1,000 a month or something like that. And in the end, I was just like, oh, I don't think this is worth that, so I just stopped. but for some people, $1,000 a
Yeah.
month may be very handy. You know, I was just like, oh, in the scale of things, this is a very small amount of money compared to what we were making elsewhere.
But you also have very niche products. Your products are
Yes.
not like mainstream top. So I think top sellers, it might be the same strategy that you use product wise, but like market wise. You know, if someone did only top sellers, but only in like tier 2 markets, that'd kind of almost be like a parallel strategy to yours. But
yeah,
markets as the niche instead of using the product category as the niche.
Yeah, I do have a friend. I do have a friend in Canada who's a very big seller in Canada, and he sells a lot. So don't get me wrong, Canada is a good market as well.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Well, doesn't look like there's too many more questions here. Okay. We have, what's the average engagement rate using chatbots on Facebook? Do you need to give away something really high value in order to get a response?
Actually, you don't. I mean, you know, my friend Mike, he's doing all sorts of different things. You know, he's done like $100 a day. He's like coupons for his competitor. I think we spoke about that one. That was an interesting one. I just gave you a similar scenario. But he's done like 3+ shipping. So he's actually made products that are specifically for mini chat giveaways, like 3+ shipping products. He sells adult coloring books, so he wanted to like demonstrate the quality of his paper and the quality of his pens. So he had like a pack made with like 3 pens in it and eight sheets of paper from his coloring book that he gave away. They just need to pay like shipping $4.95 or something like that. And he told me he had a very good engagement rate on that. So
very interesting. Yeah, I remember a lot of hype about 3+ shipping funnels using ClickFunnels and Lead Pages. A couple of years ago, there was a team of 2 that was like setting up 3+ shipping funnel offers for Amazon businesses specifically. Actually, they had like a business just to do that. That's very interesting. That's cropping up.
We had a company contact us before when we were doing the sourcing who were doing 3+ shipping, and basically they were using something called I don't know. It's a plugin for Shopify. Yeah, that basically drop ships directly out of AliExpress. And
Yep.
They were doing 3,000 products a day, and basically they were calling us because their supplier in China wasn't shipping the products because they couldn't keep up with them. And they were like, "Can we help them? Yeah, because they're already like 2 weeks they hadn't shipped any products. Can we go to the supplier and find out like why they haven't shipped any, and can we fix the problem for them?" But unfortunately, we didn't take it on, but they told us the whole story. So
yeah, that is wild. Wow. Okay. Chilling. All right. Well, we're at the end here. It's already 11 p.m. our time, dude. I don't know about you, but I'm gonna shower and go right to sleep after this.
You're so lucky, you know. I got no water at the moment. Yeah. Earlier today, they drilled through the pipe outside. They're putting a new pipe in the road.
No.
Broke the pipe, and then they said, "I was like, oh, water was going to be back at 11 o'clock. Then it was going to be back at 2 o'clock. Then it was going to be back at 4 o'clock, and then it's tomorrow now." Yeah.
Well, you're gonna have to do it camping style, where you just have a bottle of water and you just pour it on your head. You know?
Yeah, we've got some water. There was a tap downstairs. I'm down there with all these old Chinese people with my buckets filling them up with water so I can flush the toilet.
Oh man. Oh, that's a bummer, dude. Well, I hope you get that back tomorrow.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I'll be thinking of you while I shower, but that sounds wrong, so I won't say that. All right, man. Thank you for coming on here and spilling all that awesome value. Everybody in the comments obviously got a ton of value out of it. Also, everybody that's still with us, if you want to get a list of all the tools that were mentioned in this webinar, you can just reply to the email that you got inviting you to the webinar, or you can just email sup@judolaunch.com and that'll get to us and we can send it to you because we're going to create a white paper directly after this that lists everything out that we just covered. So, and then also, Chris, do you want to just real quick before we wrap up, tell these guys about FBA for You and maybe about the events that you have coming up?
Yeah, sure. I basically, back in 2015, when I was first starting Amazon, I really wanted to meet some other Amazon entrepreneurs. And living in China and going to Canton Fair every 6 months. If you don't know Canton Fair, it's the world's biggest commodity exhibition held in April and October. I just threw out a meetup on Facebook and said, hey, any Amazon sellers coming to Canton Fair want to meet up for a beer? And like 2 guys turned up and we're all sitting there and I was like, oh, you're selling on Amazon? No. You're selling on Amazon? No, but I want to. So all 3 of us sitting there, none of us selling on Amazon yet, all want to sell on Amazon. So that was back in 2015, or it might have even been 2014. I can't remember now. But we've been running that every 6 months since then, and now we get around 500 people come to that event over the 2 days. Yeah, it's
I didn't know
crazy.
That origin story. The one I came to, I think, was maybe 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, and that was pretty big. There was a ton.
Yeah, it was at least 2 years ago, the one you came to, because we moved venue like at least probably 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago. So, and you came to the old venue, yeah. So the last time we had
people there,
we had 350 people to the phase 2 one and about 150 people to the phase 3 one. And we have a lot of top Amazon sellers come there. We have a lot of top wholesalers, all sorts of e-commerce people. You know, people not necessarily people doing like free plus shipping offers and stuff like that. Yeah, all sorts of great people you can meet. It's totally free, and the reason it's free, everyone thinks like it's a bit like, you know, giving away the free iPhone. Everyone's like, oh, what's the catch? It must be really spammy or something like that. It's like the catch is I just want to get to know really cool people. And if I keep it free, then everyone turns up. If I start charging for it, then maybe people don't turn up. So we're keeping it free. Although this time, due to popular demand, we're also going to do like a VIP dinner the day before it, which we're going to limit to about 30 people. And we haven't exactly decided how much that's going to be yet. Probably about $250 or something like that for a really nice buffet at a 5-star hotel, and come and meet a load of high-level Amazon sellers. So yeah, that's about it. And we've got a website which is fbaforyou.com, and I'll tell you a little bit more of a story about that, which was the reason we got a website was because we didn't have a brand name for it, and then I was doing an event in Hong Kong and we were just calling it Canton Fair Meetup. But the event was in Hong Kong, so we couldn't really call it Canton Fair Meetup. And then my friend said, you got to have a brand name. And I'm like, okay. So I came up with FBA for You. And then everyone was like saying, I went to your website, but there's nothing there. So then we had to invent a website for FBA for You, basically. So
funny.
The Chinese on their own game. There's a Chinese website, and basically we ripped that off and made a copy of it, but an English version. So it's basically a hub with lots and lots of software on it.
Completely culturally acclimated.
Exactly, I fit in very well. I was just like, this is a great Chinese website. I just told my VA, build me a Western copy of this website. So, which didn't work out very well, to tell the truth. We needed to spend a lot of time. I needed to spend a lot of time on it, polishing it afterwards, because anyway, yeah. So we do have a really good website, and that website's got like lots of information about Canton Fair, all sorts of stuff on there. It's got like all of my favorite podcasts, all of my favorite YouTube channels. I need to put all of my favorite software on there, don't I? Yeah. And we're just in the process of updating it, if you go and have a look at it now. So the YouTube channels and the podcasts are just being updated. So if you give me a link to wherever you're doing this, I'll put it on there.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll have a link to the replay. I'll shoot it over.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, brother. I'll let you get to sleep with your dirty, unwashed bod and unbrushed teeth.
No, I can brush my teeth, but that's about it. Yeah. And then it's gonna be like washed with a towel. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Right. Or we used to in high school. We used to do. We used to just spray Axe all over our body. Like, do you remember Axe body spray? If we had like a sleepover,
like
we couldn't shower
or something like that from England.
It's probably an American thing. There's Axe and there was Spice, so we would just spray that all over. That was like our shower. So nasty.
No, it's been really cool. Thanks for inviting me on anyway. I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
Absolutely,
I love talking, and I love sharing the knowledge. So
yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. And I'll see you in person soon, hopefully, and of course see you on WeChat as always.
uh-huh.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
Okay. Thanks
Peace out, everybody. Thanks for showing up.
Good night.